What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's new drama, Divorced Sisters, Season 1, Episode 2, Old Flames, New Scars. And the synopsis for this episode reads, Rashida and Pastor Jefferson navigate the balance of family and the demands of their church. Bridget grapples with Vaughn's persistent immaturity, and Geneva encounters an old flame. Now, I've already watched all the episodes. I just haven't had time to do these reviews. So I'm going to try to do quick reviews, y'all, until I catch up. So please forgive me if I don't give enough detail, because y'all know I like to give detailed reviews. Anyhow, before we get started, please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, or share to this channel. Again, I ask for you to subscribe, like, comment, or share. Why? Because sharing is caring, and you'd like to help a sister's channel grow, wouldn't you? I hope so, because I am back now. I am back to do my reviews and to catch up with everything that's happening. So, this episode starts off Rashida. She's dealing with this young female congregant who tells her that she's been cheating with Rashida's husband. And I'm sitting there going, oh, no, she didn't. And she's asking Rashida, do she forgive her? Rashida's like, yeah. But Rashida's quick. She asking her, when did it happen? How often? What'd you do? Where'd you do it? You know, getting all the information, listening to homegirl lie, because bottom line is Rashida says she got the Holy Spirit on her. And the Holy Spirit be letting her know stuff. And she told that young sister, guess what, girlfriend? I've been watching you. How you watch my husband. So you need to stop it. Because she made the girl take her into her husband's office and show her where it was. Then she showed her husband's calendar, which says he was with his family on the day she's saying they was together. Then she showed her girl the surveillance cameras that show the outside of the office, her office, the recording devices, all that. The girlfriend's like, I'm going to get me a lawyer. She said, yeah, there it is. You trying to sue somebody? She said, girl, please. That's why she had to let her know. She said, if you were protecting yourself, you'd have saw the police first. But you talking about a lawyer. Be gone, child. Be gone. She opened the door to leave the office. You see Bridget being nosy. Bridget's another girlfriend who works at the church. And she's just so nosy. Bridget married to a man boy. I don't know. He like in his 20s or something like that. And he don't know how to keep a doggone job for nothing. When I say nothing, nothing. And this fool, he done quit his job. It's the 4th job she helped him to get. And her friend Calvin call and say, I knew I shouldn't have hired him. I was trying to do you a favor. And she kind of like taking offense of what he's telling her, because he's letting her know, you's a grown woman and you need a man that's a grown man. And of course she get a bit, like offended when she hung up, her boy man has come over to the room. And what's his name? I forgot his name. Anyway, Vaughn. He came in the room talking about, I quit and all this stuff. And then she's getting ready for this event. And he's like, oh, I forgot about it. And she was like, he acting like he want to go. And she's like, it's a black tie. He said, I got a black tie. She said, that means a tuxedo. Oh, I got a tuxedo. He gonna pull out of the hamper, y'all, a waiter's tuxedo that he had out of the hamper and tell her to fix it up for him and steam it and iron it. He gonna take a shower. I was like, ew, I wouldn't even let him go with me. He gonna take some dirty suit out of the hamper, dump the hamper, got his stuff out. It was nasty. Then we have a scene with Geneva. She's in her office and she gets a visit from Jay Vaughn. Who's Jay Vaughn? A guy she had a brief affair with 6 years ago. And now he's back and divorced and talking about he misses her and stuff. And she tried to be cool and saying how she don't want to be bothered with him and all this stuff. Her and her husband are good now. And he ain't trying to hear her. I don't think she's very convincing, because then she calls Rashida and goes over to Rashida's house to talk to her, and she lets Rashida know that she got a visit from what's his name? His name is Javon, I think it is. And so it seems that Rashida is the only one that know about Javon and Geneva. None of the other girls seem to know that I've got from the whole episode. And so Rashida's letting her know that things are good between you and William. William adores you. Do not mess this up like you did before, something like that. And then you hear Geneva saying like she thinks William is cheating on her, like she knows he's cheating on her. She's like, you trying to find him? or find something on him, what, so you could do wrong, basically. And she's like, look, I love William. William's great, but then Javon, she's like she really is into Javon. I was like, what in the world is going on with Geneva? Okay, I'm not feeling her right now. So she ends up leaving Rashida's house, and Rashida's like, don't mess this up, girl. She's like, I won't, or something like that. Then we have this scene where Rashida had called Tiffany. And Tiffany was really outside of Naomi's house. Remember Naomi, the one who got like $37 million from her husband. She got divorced, and he went and got him a 25-year-old white girl, got her pregnant and married her, taking her to all the places that he used to go with his wife. So she's feeling some kind of way, and she's suing her husband for a parking spot at a country club and all kind of frivolous things. And so Tiffany is there to talk to her to see if she's drinking and to make sure, find out if she was going to the event, the church event that night, because they think Franklin is coming, her ex-husband, and they don't want no drama. But she's on the phone talking to to Rashida. Tiffany outside in front of Naomi's house. Naomi heard everything they were saying, because she said, excuse me, this is a Ring doorbell. You see this camera, microphone. I heard everything your behind said. And so Tiffany's like, okay, good. Then I don't have to repeat it. I was like, okay, what kind of girlfriends are these? They funny. I was like, okay, I hear you, girl. Anyway, Tiffany and Naomi get into a little friendly back and forth, their little girlfriend argument and stuff. And she's like, stop trying to tell me what to do. And, all of that stuff. And she's just trying to tell her, move on. I got divorced too. He hurt me. She's like, but he didn't do what my husband did to me and all this stuff. She said, shoot, I got to pay my husband alimony. You think I like paying him alimony? And this is Tiffany. She pissed, So anyway, she leaves, and then we get over to the scene with William getting home from a business trip, and his daughter Anika, she just adores him. She loves him, hugging him, daddy, daddy, daddy. She just loves her daddy, And he goes in there to see Geneva, and he kisses her, and he sits down and he's talking to her, and just the way she's responding to him and saying things to him, he was like, hold up. Is something wrong? Are we not going on this trip to Italy? Come on. I did a lot of planning into this. She said, no, we going. He said, then what's wrong? She said, it's just been a long day. She's making all these excuses and stuff. And then, but she's still, the way she's acting and responding to him, he's like, wait a minute. He said, hold up. Did I do something wrong? And she's like, did you? And he's like, I didn't do nothing wrong. He said, but I'm getting this feeling from you like, I did something. He looking at his book. It ain't your birthday. It ain't our anniversary. What's up? He's like, what is up? So he's like, look, we got time what time we got to go to this event tonight? He said, okay, we got time. Maybe we could go and, this babysitter's here. Sarah's here watching Anika. We could go upstairs to the shower. She said, just get yourself dressed and go. He's like, ooh, okay. And he tried to kiss her before he go upstairs. She turns her head. I was like, okay, I'm telling y'all, I'm not liking Geneva right now. I don't know what she doing, but if she don't have no sound evidence that her man is cheating just because he calls some woman beautiful, then I'm confused by it. They had her go on this whole hunt to find out what's going on and find out the name of the parent and all of that. But we haven't heard anything else about it that I could recall. If I'm wrong, put it down in the comment section, y'all, because I don't remember any more details about that scene. And you know what I mean? Now we have this other scene where Rashida comes down. She's all dressed up in her gown, ready for the church event. And she comes downstairs, and her husband, Pastor Jefferson, I forgot his first name, he hears her and sees her come to the door, and he was talking in hushed tones and closed the door in her face. And she opens the door, and you hear him go, yeah, that's her. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And she's like, who was that? And he gets mad that she asks who's that. But for you to be in hushed tones in the house and then hiding from me, closing the door in my face, what the hootie and the blowfish is going on? I probably would have felt some kind of way too. And so they get into a little argument and back and forth about that. And then the kids come in, who I think their kids are totally rude, because when their mother came home earlier, they ain't even speak. One of them is on the cell phone talking. The other one is on a cell phone or iPad or something, playing a game or whatever. And she hits the boy, and he's like, hey, Ma. And the girl, she's like, Ma, I'm on the phone. She said, girl? She was like, "Hi, Ma, how you doing?" or something. She said, "Yeah, that's my mother coming home." Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, they rude." I tell you, them kids rude. But they heard their parents arguing, and they came downstairs and told them, y'all up here arguing again. Y'all always arguing." They's like, "No, we not arguing like that. We love each other. We just we just what? How did the father put it? I can't remember how he put it. We having communication issues or something like that with communication." She said, "Yeah, y'all all like this at home, and then as soon as some church people come around, y'all all change up. All of a sudden, y'all the loving family." He said, "Well, wait till you get married." They say, "Yeah, yeah, wait till you get married." She said, "I'm not getting married because I think it's stupid to believe that two people would always want to be together. I don't think it makes any kind of sense." And the son is like, "Yeah, I don't like this and that." I mean, these kids were they were getting on my last daggone nerve, to be honest. But on the flip side, them rude children was right about their parents. They were right on point with what they were saying about them. So I ain't mad at them about that. Then we see Naomi again, always on her cell phone, following her husband's social media. He purposely didn't block her from any of it so that she could see everything he's doing. And he's taunting her through social media because he knows she's watching. And everybody keeps trying to get her to stop. You know, Tiffany tried to get her to stop. She didn't listen. Now her girlfriends who was doing her hair and makeup that she hires to do all of this stuff, they were trying to get her to stop. One of them snatched the phone and she got mad and threatened the girl and everything. And she said, "Just tell me what you like. Do you like your makeup and your hair, how I did it and all this stuff, you know?" But she was like, "Okay, fine." But then she said, "You snatched my phone again and you're going to need new hands," or something like that, she said to her. And so she was reading how her husband had stuff on social media saying, "Making new memories in old places with my new wife," or something like that, and stuff like that, or going to take back. He said he wrote something else about going to take back from his ex what she took from him or something like that. And she's like, "See, he got something up his sleeve. He got something up his sleeve." And we find out in a few more episodes, he did have something up his sleeve. But she kept reading and getting mad and being angry. And I don't think she was thinking clearly. You know what I mean? She should have been thinking strategic, and she been with this man long enough to know his plotting and planning or something. You know what I mean? Get an idea. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comment section. And then the episode ends with the scene with Geneva and William. And she comes downstairs, and who's downstairs William's talking to? But Javon. He's there at the house. And William's like, "Oh, yeah, I invited him to go along with us." And she's like, "Oh, okay." He said, "I thought it'd be a good idea since you hadn't seen him in a while. And he's back in town and he's divorced." She's like, "Oh, he's divorced," trying to. I said, "I think William, no." I don't know. Y'all put it down in the comment section. But for some reason, the way that was set up, I feel like he knows something happened between them. But then, it's time for their daughter to go to bed. They about to leave, and he's asking Sarah, the housekeeper, whatever, he brought to bring her down and meet her uncle Javon. He's a good friend of mommy and daddy's. And she said hello, and she said her name is Anika, and it means graceful or something. He said, "Really, that's a beautiful name." And he's like, "And graceful you are." So William asked Sarah to bring her upstairs, and Anika's like, "No, Daddy, I want you to put me to bed." So he goes and takes his baby upstairs. Like I said, that little girl adores him. And then Javon and Geneva are left standing down there. And he said, "She's beautiful like her mother." She said, "Thank you." Said she got eyes like her father. And she said, "Okay, thank you." And he said, "Is she mine?" And she was like, "What?" Because he said they had already said that if they had a child, they would name her Nika. He always loved that name. So this is getting juicy and scandalous, y'all. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. Sorry that it's late. I know it's late. I'm trying to make up all the episodes now. And by next week, this time, we'll be caught up, okay? So I hope y'all don't mind. It's your girl Barbie J saying, please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.